Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about how to manifest in this video, particularly with astrology in mind. The first thing you need to know about making things happen in your life is that yes, you can write them down. You may need to write them down. You may need to think about them often. You may even be a person who likes to pray about things, and all of that is fine, but the real power begins and ends with taking action. And this is where I believe a lot of people run into trouble, including myself. Just people in general give up, don't even try, etc., because it's hard. It is making things happen in life is very hard. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of mental work usually, and that's one of the great things about astrology. That's how astrology can help you because it can teach you about yourself. It can teach you where your blocks are. Why you aren't you. It can teach you why you're not getting what you want. Why you're not getting what you want in life at all, let alone quickly. So let's take an example, a popular example that most people are interested in when they want to make things happen or manifest things into their life. Let's say a job or a career a person may want to manifest in their life. Well, unfortunately, if we think of many different examples, no matter where you go, they're going to make you start at the bottom. So let's say I want to be something, let's say I want to be an attorney. Well, in order to be an attorney, I'm going to have to go to school for 7 years before I can become an attorney. And then during my first year, I'm going to start at the bottom. And you can't skip the school part. The society will not allow you to skip the school part. Let's take another example that's more on a level of need. And what's the best way to make that happen, to manifest a job in your life? Well, it's to go into a live store and ask for the job. Not really applying. I mean, you could do that, but the best way is just walk right in, tell them you need a job, you can start on Monday, etc., etc. So that's a good example of how making things happen in your life works. Another example, another popular example is people want to manifest love into their life. They want to manifest a partner, even if it's just for a short period of time. And to do this quickly, I don't know that I would consider making this happen quickly nowadays with the things that you can do. You're gonna take action. You're gonna go on a dating app, etc. You might just go out on a Friday night and just start talking to people, and then your chances of manifesting a partner quickly are going to be much higher than any other techniques that you would use. Now, as far as the astrology goes, there may be techniques. There may be techniques to use astrology or other techniques to make things happen. However, this idea of taking action is probably the best way to go about it. It's almost necessary in most cases. Now, that's not 100% true, which I will get into here soon. And when it comes to manifesting a relationship into your life or a partner, it reminds me of my example in becoming an attorney. It's not exactly the same. It doesn't appear to be the same, but it's actually very similar. So you can say society will force you to take 7 years of courses, and wait 7 years before you can be a practicing attorney. Well, if you're trying to manifest a relationship, it's very similar in the sense that if you're not getting the results that you want in your life, and you are meeting people, you're taking action, you're using dating apps, you're um, going out, etc., and you're meeting people, but you're not getting the results that you want. This comes back to the idea of taking 7 years of courses. And in this case, you're not actually going to take a course, but you're going to do some self reflection and some things that I don't think people want to do, but actually are not necessary, and maybe it's not going to take 7 years. But let's give, for an example, if you take someone who wants to manifest a relationship, they're meeting a lot of people, and they just feel like they're not meeting the one. Well, then this is something that you would have to question. That more cases than not, they're probably being picky. They have certain standards, and they're usually not even physical standards. If you have standards that can be changed, like for example, the partner that you're looking for has to have a certain job, has to make a certain amount of money. This is going to be the first block that a person's going to look at that's preventing them from manifesting a partner in their life. Because now we're going to get back into the sphere of influence that I talked about in my last video that was similar to this. Because now, even though you're meeting people, that your standards are not your standards are blocking you because there's not enough people in the area to meet your standards who also will have a desire for you and want to be a partner with you. Now, this is probably part of the reason why people want to manifest things, because they're trying to manifest things that are actually hard to get, or more likely than not, impossible. So with that being said, can you manifest anything? Sure, of course you can manifest anything. If certain actions are taken, whether they are physical actions in the outer world, like moving to a location, taking courses, practicing, practicing a sport, etc. And there's also internal actions like self work, shadow work that needs to be done, changes in beliefs. This is a big one. Changes in belief. Start changing your beliefs, and then maybe you can manifest anything. With those two things in mind, sure, you can manifest anything. Without those two things in mind, manifesting anything is basically dreaming. And just a side note here, what actually happens when you do start to use the techniques that you'll see in these other videos? I'm not going to go over them. You can find them. They're all over the internet. Writing things down, anything like that, like writing things down 10 times a day, etc. All that's doing is putting your focus on what you want to create in life, so that you can actually have you can actually be creating the habits to take that action that I'm talking about. And this is much like what astrology does. When planets start to move into certain locations in the birth chart, etc., you start to have thoughts that correlate with those energies. And so, for example, if you're writing things down that you're using, let's say you're using sticky notes and you put them on your bathroom mirror or something like that, you're just keeping your thoughts disciplined enough that you can take the action necessary to create what you want in life, to keep you focused.